Let me ask you, have you been watching my videos on transitional housing and purpose-driven leaders week after week and day after day, saying to yourself, I'm going to launch soon, I'm going to launch soon, but you still haven't launched yet? And you're probably wondering, good God Almighty, like, what is wrong with me? Why have I not been able to move forward? Why can't I move forward? Well, let me tell you, there is absolutely nothing wrong with you. You have just simply fallen to a few key saboteurs that is preventing you from moving forward. So there's nothing wrong with you. You just have fallen prey to those pain points, preventing you from becoming the purpose-driven leader that God has called you to be. So welcome to Live for Free. And today's episode we're really going to talk about how you get unstuck and become unstoppable in this space of purpose-driven leadership in transitional housing. And you can do that when you can master these particular areas and moving these pain points forward. So in today's episode, I'm going to pull back the cover and we're going to talk about exactly what those things have been doing to impact our movement going forward and how you can propel yourself forward now that you know what they are. So let's jump right in. Now, the first pain point that most people experience in this space is really having that overwhelming feeling of paralysis. You feel fully overwhelmed and paralyzed. Why? Because you have so many ideas in your head, you just can't sort them out and you feel stuck. That's probably one of the top reasons why most purpose-driven leaders don't move forward, because they have too much going on. And while you have all these ideas in your head, just being able to take that and position it to move you forward, that's what you need help doing. So that thought that you need to figure all this out yourself first is truly a myth. You truly are not made to figure it all out by yourself. And all those thoughts and all those things that are in your head, you need someone to help guide you through that process. But that is one of the first things that gets people stuck and afraid to move forward, especially purpose-driven leaders. I'm going to tell you this because I've experienced it, where I'm basically paralyzed, can't move forward, all from all the thoughts that are going in your head. So the way that you can fix that is to learn how to narrow your next step to just one small win for the week. When you do that, you can move through that paralysis that you're feeling. A second thing that keeps you from moving forward has got to be that thought of your funding fears. I've heard so many mentees coming to me and saying, I don't know if it's going to work. What if I can't do it? What if I can't find funding? Well, guess what? You waiting on the perfect solution is going to impact you from moving forward. You can't sit there and wonder about the what ifs and where is it coming from. So many people think, well, I need $100,000 to launch what I'm trying to do. Who said that? Who created that? But those barriers you create within yourself has caused you to not move forward. And that fear of not having the funding stops you from moving forward. So this secret of funding and layering funding streams is what you need to be utilizing. And being able to have a way to do that well is what will take you through those fears of funding and being able to move forward. And I know for a fact that there are operators who just got started that are actually able to make it happen. So you should not let funding be a fear that holds you back from moving forward. Another pain point for purpose-driven leaders is that doubt of you were too late. or you don't have it all together, or looking at somebody else's journey and comparing yourself to them. That is one of the biggest enemies against those who are purpose driven, because you see yourself against somebody else and competing against how someone else is moving. That's not your journey. That's their journey. So when you can focus on the things that you know you can focus on, so what if you're on chapter 2 of your journey and somebody else is on chapter 22? You need to start your journey where you need to start your journey, and stop doubting yourself. Stop comparing yourself to someone else, because guess what? You're not late. It's not too late for you to be able to move forward with what God is giving you to do. Don't chase what somebody else is doing. Do what God gave you to do. And that is the one thing that the enemy uses to hold us back and keep us bound from moving forward in what God has called us to do. Another point, and this is the fourth one, I've seen this one be just as powerful, and that is that fear of failure. I can't tell you how many times that has even propped up in my life. The fear of failure, especially for those of you who are such perfectionists like me. You are afraid to fail. You look at everything as a failure. Stop looking at it as a failure. It's not a failure. It's actually an opportunity to be better. It's a lesson that you learn to apply and to push forward to what it is that you're trying to build. And when you focus on being just the best version of yourself and don't focus on the failure, but use those opportunities to grow yourself forward, then you truly can take yourself to the next level. And I can honestly say that when you have proven systems that are already created, because people who are in this space like myself, I've learned all my lessons. I got a lot I can teach you so that you won't fail. So being able to follow someone who has been successful at something that you're wanting to do is the best solution for not failing. Now, does it mean that you won't fail? Because remember what I said, failure is not failure. It's a lesson that you learn that helps propel you forward. So you take those things and you learn as much as you can vicariously through somebody else's experience. You apply those things to what you are building, and then you will be more successful and see the results that you want to have. Now, we've talked through 4 key pain points that most purpose-driven leaders experience. If you like those 4, then you're especially going to love the last 2 that we talk about. But before I get to those, if you have not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and subscribe and make sure notifications are on. So when I put out another video, you're the first one to be able to see it. Now, these 2 that I'm going to go over next, these are some heavy hitters, and pay very close attention as I share these 2 pain points, because I will say that most people have hidden identity where they say to themselves, well, who am I? What, I'm not quite where I need to be. I'm not a leader yet. Who says you're not a leader yet other than you? There are people watching you today in your life, even though you might not be the leader that you think you should be. The things you've experienced makes you a leader within that space alone. And who are you to deny that knowledge and that experience being given to someone else? Well, when you hold on to that pain point and believe that you're not where you need to be yet, or believe that you're somebody who's not as accomplished as you need to be, you are holding back the gift that God is giving you just in your experiences to share with someone else. So I want to encourage you that you are a leader today. It's not in a title. I don't sit around here and just, well, I'm a leader. But it is a decision. Once you've made a decision in your life to move forward as the leader that God has called you to be, you are representing exactly what He wants you to do. All the things that you have experienced in life has made you the leader in whatever it is He wants you to share with the world. See, He made me different from you. He made you different from her. He made him different from this other person, because we're all unique within our own ways. And once we recognize and know, yes, we are unique in our own ways, and this is why I had to go through what I went through. That makes you the expert in that space, that you can truly change somebody else's life. It's those experiences that you need to resonate with so that you can get past that thought of, oh, I'm not who I'm supposed to be yet. You will never be at the place you're supposed to be yet if you continue saying that. Continue to walk forward as the leader that God has called you to be because of those experiences that He's allowed for you to have. Now, this last one, and probably one of the most dangerous ones that you can fall into, is this thought that you can do all this alone. Because guess what? You cannot. You cannot do this work alone. God did not create and allow for you to go through everything you've gone through for you to do this by yourself. That is a trick from the enemy, saying that you have to do this by yourself. You are self-made. That's why when you hear those terms, people talk about, oh, I'm self-made. No, you're not self-made. There are people that you stepped on along the way, and I don't want to use the word like stepped on, but you used and propelled yourself upward because of what it is that God is putting you. And if you think you've done it alone, you have not. Even if it was just somebody planting a word in your spirit or praying for you, that is what's helping propel you forward in the space that you're going in. And the reason why this, I say, is one of the most dangerous beliefs to have and pain points for most purpose-driven leaders, it can cause you to not only burn out to the point where completely burned out, to where you might not even come back to it because you thought you had to do it by yourself, but it creates a space where you can be attacked. See, where God said in His word, where 2 or 3 are gathered in His name, that was on purpose because He understood the power of having more than one. Where 2 or 3 are coming together and agreeing on something and being there in prayer with someone else on a particular topic, that's where He can be in the midst and help push you through the journey as you're going down a journey. Because this life that you are on is a journey. It's not meant to be isolated with you by yourself. It's meant to be you having other people rallying around together with you to be able to grow forward and move forward. And that's why I saved this one for last, because it is one of the most detrimental that we all can fall down the path of if we're not careful as purpose-driven leaders. But I want to be able to let you know we have a community that you can be a part of, all to make sure that you are not isolated. You do have other purpose-driven leaders there working with you, praying with you, partnering with you, collaborating with you, helping you move forward to where you need to go. And that's what we offer in our school community, which you can get to by simply going to tonyschool.com. That's TONISKOOL.com. When you join, it's only a small fee a month, cheaper than what you probably pay when you go out to Starbucks. But you would get in this community and be amongst your people, amongst your tribe of people who are all here together talking about being the purpose-driven leaders that God has created them to be in this space of transitional housing and transforming the lives of others. Because that's why we all come together. And we get to collaborate together. So I want to encourage you, if you find yourself experiencing any one of these pain points, please sign up for our school community and do it at tonyschool.com. And when you do, go ahead and get engaged, become engaged. Start reading through the posts that we have. Look at the classroom that we've created. Start creating relationships with people who might be in your neighborhood that is also in this community. This is where we come together to not only help you push through where God is taking you, but help you grow and scale it to what it needs to be. So I look forward to seeing you in our school community. I look forward to you booking time with me so we can talk through this. And I look forward to hearing about the things that God has called you to do in this space of being a purpose-driven leader. And I look forward to seeing you then. And so it is.